ìrètí ó kọta mi láyà ni mo fẹ́ Ọlọ́run ìrètá lè ní má dẹ̀yìn tó nílé lè bá torí igi tí yóò gbọ́ràn àwòfẹ́nu ẹ̀dùn náà iná tí yóò gbọ́ràn tó bá ti rú mi àdàkẹ́ omi tí yóò gbọ́ràn kàkọ́jú ẹ̀ sórun gangan ni ọ̀tá lé ní màdẹ̀yìn wọ́n ń wáyọ̀ nù ni tètè pínrẹ́ kàn mí o tètè pínrẹ́ kàn mí o tètè pínrẹ́ kàn mí o lójú ọ̀tá àrùn nìkan máa jọ pé máa jọ jìnnà tìrì ayọ̀ mi yóò fi dé o.
onímọ̀ ayọ̀ ló mọ̀ mí alánú mi máa bọ̀ wá máa jọ pé máa jọ jìnnà tìrì ayọ̀ mi yóò fi dé.
máa jọ pé máa jọ jìnnà tìrì ayọ̀ mi yóò fi dé o.
máa jọ pé máa jọ jìnnà tìrì ayọ̀ mi yóò fi dé.
Ọlọ́run máa jọ pé máa jọ jìnnà tìrì ayọ̀ mi yóò fi dé o.
máa jọ pé máa jọ jìnnà tìrì ayọ̀ mi yóò fi dé.
ìgbẹ́kun oró ká má gbọ́n lọ́dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ wa. ìgbẹ́kun oró ká má gbọ́n lọ́dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ wa o ariwo ayọ̀ ni ó sọ lọ́dọ̀ gbogbo wa.
ìgbẹ́kun oró ká má gbọ́n
má jẹ́ ká gbọ́n lọ́dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ wa.
ariwo ayọ̀ ni ó sọ lọ́dọ̀ gbogbo wa.
onígbẹ́kun oró ìgbẹ́kun oró ìgbẹ́kun oró ká má gbọ́n lọ́dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ wa o ariwo ayọ̀ ni ó sọ lọ́dọ̀ gbogbo wa.
ìgbẹ́kun oró ká má gbọ́n lọ́dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ wa ariwo ayọ̀ ni ó sọ lọ́dọ̀ gbogbo wa.
àgọ́ alápàtà oníṣàgbọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ bílẹ̀ bá mọ̀ bójúmọ́ bá mọ̀ ká máa forí gbọ́ tún rè ariwo ayọ̀ àbímọ lọ́dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ wa kámi àṣìlẹ̀ kásìmí àgbéyàwó tuntun ilé aláyọ̀ tó ń ṣe graduation tó ń jó tàbí wàlímọ̀ ayọ̀ ní kárẹ̀ ìlú ọba ò à ń ṣàbọ̀ mẹ́ka à ń ṣàbọ̀ mẹ́ka ìrìnnì lọ́dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ tiwa.
ìgbẹ́kun oró ká má gbọ́n lọ́dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ wa ariwo ayọ̀ ni ó sọ lọ́dọ̀ gbogbo wa.
ẹni ó yàtọ̀ o. ẹni ó yàtọ̀ títí tó fi dé ìlú ọba ẹni káwọ́lé rí ó sunkún ní mama jẹ́ rí mi ò fẹ́ ó máa ṣe nínú ayé mi Ọlọ́run báyé rí wèrè wọn ó sọ pé ó máa ṣe ní ìgbé ẹ̀pẹ̀lẹ́ ká má gbọ́ lọ́dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ wa ẹnìyàn fọṣẹ́ wọn kì í pépẹ̀lẹ́ ní ìgbé Ọlọ́run o ká má gbọ́ lọ́dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ wa tó bá ti di bẹ́ẹ̀ ó ṣe ṣe yìí ló ń tẹ̀lé o Ọlọ́run ṣe ṣe yìí Ọlọ́run ṣe ṣe yìí ká má gbọ́ lọ́dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ tiwa.
ìgbẹ́kun oró ká má gbọ́n lọ́dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ wa ariwo ayọ̀ ni ó sọ lọ́dọ̀ gbogbo wa.
káyé má ṣe bọ́ bàtà ọ̀fọ̀ sọ́dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ gbogbo wa káyé má ṣe kí mi wípé kí n kú rọ̀jù Ọlọ́run lórí ọmọ mi lórí ọmọ mi ò ní tọ́nà tó kú ọmọ lórí ọkọ mi ò ní ṣòpó ọ̀sán gangan lórí àyà mi wọn ò ní ṣe ládùúrà fún mi kọ́lọ́hún fòfò rẹ̀ mi o ká má gbọ́ lọ́dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ gbogbo wa.
ìgbẹ́kun oró ká má gbọ́n lọ́dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ wa ariwo ayọ̀ ni ó sọ lọ́dọ̀ gbogbo wa.
bíná jásán o bíná jásán tí ó bá ti mú ẹ̀mí dání má jẹ mí má sì sàn o àtúní dání náà ń jẹ o bílẹ̀kẹ̀ bá já ṣẹ̀mọ̀ ìpẹ́ kì í pé mọ́ ìyẹn lójú àpá kò lè jójú ara wa o road accident tó fúrufú pẹ̀lú tómi ó kéré tààbò pọ̀ jàǹbá ní jàǹbá ń jẹ káyé má parọ́ wa wípé ọpẹ́ pé kò mẹ́mi lọ dúpẹ́ mi ṣì wà ká má gbọ́ lọ́dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ tiwa.
ìgbẹ́kun oró ká má gbọ́n lọ́dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ wa ariwo ayọ̀ ni ó sọ lọ́dọ̀ gbogbo wa.
ibi ẹ̀dá kù sí o ibi ẹ̀dá kù sí ló máa ń fẹ́ kún àdásùn ó bá bẹ́ẹ̀ dàgbà tí ò fi nírètí mọ́ òkúta wọjà bá ṣẹ́wọ́ ó bá lọ́wọ́ lóyún gbogbo bá ti dé ṣálábì ikú ò wá dàgbà bó jẹ́wọ́ ń kọ́ bó jẹ́wọ́ nǹkan ń ta burú ẹkú àjọsùn ni wọ́n lẹ́ni tí ò bá dùn mọ́ kó tọrọ irú ẹ̀ ká gbọ́ ẹkún méjèèjì Ọlọ́run ẹkún méjèèjì ẹkú àjọsùn àtẹkún àdásùn ẹkún méjèèjì ká má gbọ́ lọ́dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ wa.
ìgbẹ́kun oró ká má gbọ́n lọ́dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ wa ariwo ayọ̀ ni ó sọ lọ́dọ̀ gbogbo wa.
ìgbẹ́kun oró ìgbẹ́kun oró ká má gbọ́ lọ́dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ tiwa ìgbẹ́kun oró ká má gbọ́ lọ́dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ tiwa o ariwo ayọ̀ ariwo ayọ̀ ariwo ayọ̀ ni ó sọ lọ́dọ̀ gbogbo wa.
ìgbẹ́kun oró ká má gbọ́n lọ́dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ wa ariwo ayọ̀ ni ó sọ lọ́dọ̀ gbogbo wa.
oníwo ṣùgbọ́n kọ̀yàn wọ́n lọ́ọ́ má jẹ́ ọkàn mi ó. àbùkù oníwo ṣùgbọ́n kọ̀yàn ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ọkàn mi ó. ìyá olè eyín ṣùgbọ́n jẹyàn ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ìjìyà o.
àbùkù oníwo ṣùgbọ́n kọ̀yàn ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ọkàn mi. ìyá olè eyín ṣùgbọ́n jẹyàn ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ìjìyà.
àbùkù oníwo ṣùgbọ́n kọ̀yàn ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ọkàn mi ó. ìyá olè eyín ṣùgbọ́n jẹyàn ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ìjìyà o.
àbùkù oníwo ṣùgbọ́n kọ̀yàn ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ọkàn mi.
má jẹ́ ọkàn mi
ìyá olè eyín ṣùgbọ́n jẹyàn ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ìjìyà.
ẹ dákun ẹ dákẹ́ ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ ṣe ni kẹ́ máa ṣàmì o. ó ṣe mí rí tó dé bàdé jìtẹ̀ tó relé àná ọmọ bí o tẹ́ kò ní ìdẹ́yìn ó lóun wà lóṣù kan èlò ló mú lọ́wọ́ kó sí. wọ́n ní èlò ló mú lọ́wọ́ kò sí ìkọ̀kọ̀ ó lè yan ìyàjò ẹ sọ fún owó fún ní òtẹ́ èèyàn kì í ṣòwe àná ó dijọ́ ìnáwó ìjó bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ́n ń dárin ẹ̀yẹ ẹni tí ó mọjọ́ ṣe bòde yóò jìnnà sónílù ni ṣe lọ́kọ̀ yàwó náwó sókè tó fẹ́ dárin ẹ̀tẹ́ o kò tún rówó fáwọn tó lùlù wọn ò bá ròrìn ẹ̀gbẹ́ o ṣẹ́rí pọ́kọ lẹ́tà sàbùkù ọlọ́run má jẹ́ òkan wá o òde kò kan yín òde ìtìjú ọlọ́run má jẹ́ lè lọ.
àbùkù oníwo ṣùgbọ́n kọ̀yàn ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ọkàn mi.
má jẹ́ ọkàn mi
ìyá olè eyín ṣùgbọ́n jẹyàn ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ìjìyà.
àyà lóṣù tó dẹ̀ tún bí ẹ̀jẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ ẹ̀dẹ́ ooo. ẹ̀kọ́ sáré dé pẹ̀lú ìjayà olóhùn alọ́ra kò ìjà fara léwu ọkọ̀ ìyàwó ó yà lọ tún ní ọ̀kadà tó máa gbé ìyàwó ẹ̀ lọ kò lè rówó ẹ̀sán ṣe lọ́kọ̀ ìyàwó dẹ̀ wá ń òkè tó wá ń kígbe gbà mí o arẹwà ló ní kẹ́ máa ṣàmì ọlọ́run má jẹ́ òkàn wá o gbẹ̀mí tó bá lè gbà àfi kó ya gbẹ̀mí o gbèsè olórúkọ méjì jọ sanwó má jẹ́ òjìjà o ẹni tó yáwó fi san gbèsè ó sì inú gbèsè o ẹ dákun ẹbò mi ìta ò dá olówó mi bọ̀ wá o ẹ sọ fún wípé mo yára jù bí kò dalẹ̀ ọ̀la ọ̀rọ̀ parí láàrin ọjà olówó bàrà mu èní lè ní jẹ́ owó mi dà ó ní ẹ bá mi bẹ̀ wọ́n o ìtìjú gbangba pẹ̀lú kọ̀rọ̀ ọlọ́run má jẹ́ òkàn wá o.
àbùkù oníwo ṣùgbọ́n kọ̀yàn ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ọkàn mi. ìyá olè eyín ṣùgbọ́n jẹyàn ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ìjìyà.
ọlọ́run o. òṣì ń jẹ́ kó kẹ́lẹ́ nìkan tó bá dojú ẹ̀ tán òṣòwò torí náírà kan bọ́ sínú odò lọ oníbi tó bọ́ sí hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì lọ́rùn ló jẹ́ kó ń tẹ̀lé orí ajá ń lè kó kórè ìlú láwà lù sí ọkọ̀ orí iṣẹ́ gbà ó ń dààmú kó tó rẹ̀ nù ẹ̀ bọ́ o wọ́n lọ́mọ láti ilé ẹ̀kọ́ kò tún rówó ẹ̀sán níṣẹ́ ni ìyàwó rin lọ́dẹ̀dẹ̀ kò lè bọ́rẹ̀ èròde ìyàwó ń dọ́gbọ́n àti ìyàlè kó lè rán ọmọ ẹ̀tọ́ o tó bá lọ tó dé tó rọ́bẹ̀sẹ̀ ọkọ̀ àfijẹ̀bá o obìnrin obìnrin ò jẹ́ gbani síyìn dalẹ̀ sílẹ̀ olóṣì o ó ti lóyún ó gbé falẹ̀ ni ó fẹ́ kọ́ ọmọ ẹ̀ náà ayọ̀lẹ̀ náà lè rí ìgbàkẹ́ ṣan tún gbọ́mọ lẹ̀ àwọn ọmọ bá ní bàbá ìjọ ọmọ mi làwọn tẹ̀lé o ìgbé kò sówó kó sọ̀rọ̀ yín ó ti súwà jàre.
àbùkù oníwo ṣùgbọ́n kọ̀yàn ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ọkàn mi ìyá olè eyín ṣùgbọ́n jẹyàn ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ìjìyà.
ọlọ́run kó má jábọ́ ó ti bọ́ sí i mímú ló máa dẹ̀kú eré má kú ló dẹ̀kọ̀ bèrè má tẹ̀ ò jẹ́ orí bàbá rẹ̀ ṣì tún sọ̀ṣẹ̀ jojú bàbá rẹ̀ o ọmọ ogójì ọdún téye ká ẹgbọ́sọ̀ lè wù mọ́ o ìyá pẹ̀lú bàbá jìyà ọmọ tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ gbé ló jẹ́ kọ́mọ owó lọ pokùn so pé ìyá yìí ti pọ̀jù o ẹni ìyá bá mu déjìká kò lè lẹ́nu ọ̀rọ̀ o ṣé pẹ̀lẹ́ ló jiyàn egbò ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé e wò o ṣógi aṣírí lẹ̀ wáyà wọn apárí obìnrin ni ẹni ìyá ń jẹ tó jìyà kò lè lẹ́nu ọ̀rọ̀ o nínú ẹbí pẹ̀lú àwùjọ nínú ẹbí pẹ̀lú àwùjọ jẹ́ kí.
àbùkù oníwo ṣùgbọ́n kọ̀yàn ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ọkàn mi ìyá olè eyín ṣùgbọ́n jẹyàn ọlọ́run má jìyà.
ìjọ táyé bá kò dé àbùkù ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ilé lọ tó bá kù bí ẹ̀ka ìwà ṣe ni kó nkùn mi o báṣọ àbùkù di náírà kan ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ilé wọ́ o ebi tó ń sọ ní dada àbùkù kílẹ̀ ní níbẹ̀ yẹn jẹ́ mo rí náírà kan bẹ̀ yẹn tẹ́ bá ní kẹ́gùn mi o yóò pé iṣẹ́ lọ́bẹ̀ ní ìṣàsùnmọ̀ ya fẹ́ fi jẹ fún ebi tó ń sọ ní dada àbùkù ọlọ́run má jẹ́ òpá mi o má jẹ́ ń gbé abọ́ ẹ wá bùn mi má jẹ́ ń gbá abọ́ ẹ wá bùn mi délé ẹni máa yọ̀ mí o.
àbùkù oníwo ṣùgbọ́n kọ̀yàn ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ọkàn mi ìyá olè eyín ṣùgbọ́n jẹyàn ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ìjìyà.
pé kánú kò owó bó ṣe jẹ́ ṣòro ẹnìkan kò mọ bó ṣe lè ná bá ó ṣe rí owó ọ̀hún níṣòro fẹ́nìkan ó ló ti bá òun lẹ́ẹ̀jẹ̀ mu.
ó ń bì jìjìjìjìjì létí wa ìkànnì tó ń gbọ́ ìkànnì tó ń dùn 103.3 rédíò aláṣẹlá.
má yín kò ń bẹ̀ tiwantiwa aláṣẹlá.
Are you aware of where you are? Put a smile on your face. We've got you covered. You are in the home of quality entertainment and refreshing voices. A station that gives you the best of education, information, news, sports, events, product promotion, and entertainment. The first edutainment radio station in Nigeria, I-FLIER 103.3 FM, Ogungbade Ibadan. Perfect choice station for the high flyers.
Good morning, Nigeria. Welcome to Press Drive on I-FLIER 103.3 FM.
Night rest and getting ready for today. Yes, it all began yesterday and it's going to climax tomorrow to an extent, and we look forward to it. We're wishing all the all the Jambite, wish them all the best, even in their quest for admission into the universities. I learned about 2 million students are sitting for this year's JAMB, and only God knows how many, maybe 500,000 or thereabout, will be admitted, and maybe, just maybe 1.5 will have to go back home again. When are we going to stop this recycling of students writing exams over and over and over again? But then, that's it. That's Nigeria. And of course, I wish our education system can actually change for the better. What we get to do, what we know how to do best. Work, relax, and enjoy yourself. Fasten your seatbelt. Let's see how we go this morning. Let's drive. Yes, on the program this morning we have different stories making headlines on several dailies. We're going to take a look at them one after the other, and afterwards we do some analysis. After the analysis, we get to call in, and I want to plead with you, as soon as you get the opportunity to call in this morning, just be as succinct as possible, be direct to your point, 1 minute each, and I'm sure we're going to accommodate as many persons that would be calling today, so we can be able to hear everyone on the program this morning. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy it. Let me land on the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning. NEC postpones state police talks despite surge in killings. Also, Obi versus Abure. We can see INEC studies the Supreme Court's judgment. What's going to happen there? For the emergency in River State, IBAS meets reps. Pardon me. IBAS meets reps panel today as protests continue. Also, EFCC gets ordered to arrest 6 CBEX promoters. Okay, and for cybercrime, Chinese suspects forfeit 73 houses, 1,596 laptops. Yes, here in Nigeria. Also, Atiku Saraki spearhead PDP resurgence amid key defections. Also, World Bank projects 3.6% economic growth for Nigeria. I thought I saw a story that talks about the fact that if Nigeria doesn't do anything about the economy, they might be plunged into poverty between now and 2027 and even going forward in the next 5 years. But here, different angles for some of those telcos in Nigeria. The Gower man, we talked about that. Pleased to arraign 3 for FCT boys, a brigade camp killing Also, gunmen abduct Catholic priest in Kaduna midnight raid. An electrician has been electrocuted in Oyo. Electrician electrocuted in Oyo. And police nabbed 2 Kano men with 150 million naira tramadol. All right, police nabbed 2 Kano men with 150 million naira tramadol. And lastly, on the punch this morning, only 22% of family businesses have succession plans, according to a report from Lagos Business School. Also, cargo shipments face disruption over Trump tariffs. Alright, so let's move on to the Daily Post newspaper. This morning, on the front page of the Daily Post, more opposition governors set to join APC. That's coming from Ganduje himself. Abdullahi Ganduje, the chairman of the APC, says more opposition governors set to join APC. He has a lot to say here, but we saw the shocking news that erupted yesterday, where I-FLIER Okowa, the running mate to the former vice president of Nigeria, under the PDP flag, allegedly, well, not alleged, he has actually, he has left the PDP for the APC. We are seeing a lot of decamping, a lot of defections and all of that here and there. How tax reforms bill will make housing affordable to Nigerians. That's coming from the presidency. Presidency says how tax reforms bill will make housing affordable to Nigerians. I don't know how that's going to work, but they have their way of doing things. In Rivers, Tinubu broke Nigeria's constitution. National Assembly very weak. That's coming from Rotimi Amechi, former Minister of Transportation. Rotimi Amechi has alleged. While Russia attacked Ukraine with North Korea's missile. That's coming from Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, accusing Russia of using North Korea's missile. Also, aviation, flight operations return as Nimitz workers suspend strike. Don't forget, they've been on strike for a while and they've resumed duty at the moment. Here's life assurance appoint Kalista Azogu as independent non-executive director. And for Imo Federal Roads, Ohaneze youth hails Uzodimma, rebukes critics. Also, we could see here Governor Nwifuru reiterate commitment to educational sector. Governor Nwifuru reiterate commitment to educational sector. Human trafficking. Federal government loads Ghana for rescuing 219 Nigerians. Also, ECOWAS condemns a deadly terror attack in Benin. That Benin Republic vows a stronger regional security cooperation. Also, Hamas wants a global caliphate, targets Jordan through Muslim Brotherhood. That's coming from an expert. An expert says Hamas wants global caliphate, targets Jordan through Muslim Brotherhood. Also, share intelligence with us. DHQ, that Defense Headquarters tells Yola residents. Guild of Editors, Senate wraps press corps. Lord Shoneye after emerging NIPR's spokesman of the year. That's the much we'll be able to take on the Daily Post. Let's move on to other newspapers. Alright, so moving on with the speed of light to the Vanguard newspaper this morning. On the front page of the Vanguard, Lagos pays 1.5 billion naira for 2024 WASC. That's for WASC. as 31,596 students fail. That's not good for our education. For 31,596 students to fail after paying 1.5 billion naira, that's not commensurate. All right, surveyors, the Surveyors Council inducts 433 new members, urges excellence, innovation. And the ever exciting world of sport, Atletico Tamp Rayo, Valladolid relegated after Betis defeat. And on the foreign scene, Vladimir, stop! Trump tells Putin after deadly Kiev strike. Yes, Vladimir, stop! Trump tells Putin after deadly Kiev strike. And Navy clamps down on crude oil thieves, apprehends 6 suspects here in Nigeria. And U.S. to execute man convicted of rape, murder. U.S. to execute man convicted of rape, and Lords Ghana for rescuing 219 trafficked Nigerians. Petro and Ipman explain kerosene scarcity. Also, Nigeria strengthens military cooperation with Israel. Nigeria strengthens military cooperation with Israel. Well, defection is a new dawn in Delta. Ned Nwoko, that's the senator representing Delta, says defection is a new dawn in Delta. As every one of them in Delta, I don't know how all the party members would defect to another party. That's quite unexplainable. I don't know how to explain that. Perhaps the Honorable will have something to say about it. Yoruba youth reject Kalu's indigent bill. Yoruba youth reject Kalu's indigent bill. When we talk about Kalu, we're talking about Benjamin Kalu, the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, is the one we're talking about, not Nnamdi Kanu there. So Rivers women protest the emergency rule, demand Fubara's reinstatement there in Rivers, and NEC approves a next textile development board, $90 billion agribusiness livestock strategy, even though they haven't agreed on state police in their course of discussion. No cause for alarm over Delta defections. PDP will emerge stronger. That's coming from Saraki, the former Senate President, speaking there. ECOWAS solicits support for standby force following Benin terrorist attack. All right, so that's much we'll be able to take on the Vanguard. Francis's funeral. All right, so lastly this morning, let's quickly touch on the Daily Independent newspaper. Let's quickly touch on the Guardian. Guardian says, again, Rivers women beg Tinubu to lift emergency reinstate Fubara. World Bank appoints Aliko Dangote to elite group. Okay, congratulations to him on his appointment. And also, troops foil attack on Plateau Village, neutralize robbers. Kudos to them. Kundus for me. All right, so SG and SGR opens new fuel stations edition of the show. Honorable Femi Adebisi joins the conversation. Good morning to you. Welcome to Press Drive.
Well, beautiful morning to the world. Beautiful morning to you. Beautiful morning to our listeners. Barika Jimo.
Okay, so let's quickly get on with the stories this morning. This is making the headline as we look at it quickly. It's all about the entire thing happening at the moment. NEC postpones state police talks despite surge in killings. The National Economic Council on Thursday deferred talks on state police until its next meeting amidst the violent attack and bloodshed in parts of the country. Bayelsa Governor Duyediri told State House correspondents after the council's 149th meeting at the Aso Rock Villa that the issue was on the agenda, but it could not be discussed in detail as it was still far down on the list. State police was part of our agenda today, he says, but unfortunately, because of time demands and after a very long meeting, we have been there for a very long time now, the presentation could not get to that point. So I assure you that in our next meeting, that issue will be exhaustively discussed, the governor explained after the nearly 4 hours meeting. Although the governor did not specify when the next council meeting will be, NEC meetings are held on last Thursday of the month. However, the gathering has been infrequent in the last couple of months since its meeting in December. The council has not discussed that the much anticipated reform, although all 36 states had submitted reports supporting a decentralized police force. The NEC deferred discussions until January 2025. The council only sat in February, where he said the matter was not discussed. During the meeting, the governors observed a minute of silence to honor those killed in the recent wave of attacks in Plateau, Benue, Borno, and Enugu State. Well, is it enough for governors to sit for a NEC meeting? And they told us that that agenda was sitting right below their agenda and it was not discussed. I wonder what their discussion was for a whole 4 hours.
Wow. Well, if you recollect, I think, well, first, Governor Oduediri has been economical with the truth. Last Monday, if you recollect, this story came up. And it was alleged that the governor didn't have police reform on the agenda. So, frankly speaking, it wasn't their it's not their priority. They did not even put it in their agenda. But of course, due to public outcry, they just put it. Yes, just for mentioning sake, they just mentioned and said, okay, we'll discuss about that later. So, I told you that insecurity is a bit of political issue. And the day we all resolve that we are ending it, I'm telling you, it's going to end.
All 36 state governors, not even one of them could raise the matter and said this is a front burner issue that we need to tackle. No, you see, expeditiously.
The more divided you are, the more they consolidate their political hegemony. But people don't actually understand that. So it's a whole political issue. In fact, it's a political crisis anyway.
Are you disappointed?
I'm not, seriously, because I knew that it won't come up. And it's not likely to come. And we are not likely to get it. Even we are not likely to get state police. If the president wants it, of course, he wanted the tax reform, he got it. He wanted state of emergency, he got it. He knew how to, get whatever he wanted to get. So that's the way it is. You see, the establishment of state police in Nigeria, it has been a contentious issue, particularly in the light of ongoing security challenges. But unfortunately, the political dynamics and the inactions in this regard raises doubt about the government's sincerity and commitment to addressing insecurity. So, yes, of course, expectedly, their safety concerns are not being prioritized. And the trust in the government will thus be further eroded as continuous postponement can foster skepticism about government's commitment to reforming security architecture in the country. Yes, people will be disappointed, but I am not, because I know that they are not serious about it. I know that they don't want it to end. And they wouldn't want it to. The more you get few of Nigerian crisis solved, the more they are losing their hegemony over the people. The more they are losing their grip over the people. Because one, if you solve energy crisis, you are about solving about 80% of our insecurity crisis, because the people are available for those people to be used. The moment you solve the energy crisis, of course, most of them will not be available. So because they'll be economically engaged. So, and the moment you get that solved, people will be economically empowered. The more you get people economically empowered, the more you don't see the people in the frontage of the politicians any longer. So the more you don't see them as leaders. So you'll be leading in your own respect. At least if you are not leading politically, you'll be leading economically, and then you won't be available for them.
So are they being political about the killings going on in the countries here and there?
Wow. Do I need to even say that? I don't need to say that.
When lives are being lost?
Oh, I'm telling you.
On a daily basis?
Well, let me remind you of Bob Marley's song. In one of his tracks, he said, "They don't want to see us unite. All they want us to do is keep on killing one another, top ranking." So the title of that particular song is Top Ranking. Go and check it out. It's all over the world. That's how capitalist politicians, that's how they behave. So, they don't want you united. They don't want you to be at peace. So that you keep on looking onto them every day. Government, come and save us now. Come and do it. And then they'll be bargaining. Okay, don't worry. If you vote for us, we'll do that. And they will never get down to do it. Because they want to consolidate. That's the way it is. It's a practical thing. But unfortunately, most of the voters, we Nigerians, we need to quickly understand that we need to stand by ourselves and not by politicians. Okay. We need to stand by the by the constitution. We need to stand by Nigeria and not by political parties. The more we get that stuck into our brain, the better. So that's the way it is.
All right. So last day, as the protest continues, the River State Sole Administrator, Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, retired, was expected to appear before the House of Representatives Committee overseeing the state's administration under the emergency rule on Thursday, but did not attend the meeting. The committee chairman, Professor Julius Ihobere, conducted a closed-door session with committee members lasting about 15 minutes, but declined to speak to the press afterward. Journalists were left disappointed as the committee members refused to comment. The meeting included prominent lawmakers such as Deputy Chief Whip Ali Issa and the chairpersons of various House committees, including those for federal character, finance, water resources, and health services. While no official reason was provided for Admiral Ibas' absence, a source informed the Punch that Ibas will now meet with the committee today, which is Friday, April 25, 2025, at 10 a.m. In the National Assembly complex. The sole administrator's participation at the National Economic Council meeting, chaired by Vice President Kashim Shettima, could explain his absence. Meanwhile, protests continued in River State as hundreds of women from the Okpobo Kingdom marched to demand the immediate reinstatement of Governor Siminalayi Fubara, whose suspension followed the declaration of a state of emergency in the state. The women rejected the appointment of a sole administrator to manage the state's affairs, calling the emergency rule unconstitutional. The protest, led by the president of the Okpobo Women Association, Felicia Pepo, began with a solemn prayer session at King Jaja Monument Square, with the women wearing black to seek divine intervention. A cleric, Venerable Michael Dapa, delivered a sermon that inspired the protesters. The women then marched to the waterside, chanting, "Bring back our governor," and sat on the ground in protest. Now, protesters continued in River State, whether politically motivated or not. It has been since the ouster of the governor, and then the sole administrator has been summoned by the reps. He didn't show up at the first meeting that he was called for. He didn't show up, and of course he attended the next meeting that held yesterday in Abuja and Aso Villa, and he's expected to show up at the reps today. What do you think is going to happen? Because he's been summoned. We don't know why he was summoned. Probably because of the women's protest over the week.
Well, you see, it all reminds me of the animal kingdom. But I don't want to go deeper than that anyway. But you see, in the case of Rivers people, I sympathize with them. They don't know what they want. They don't know what to clamor for. Yes, if they clamor for Fubara's return, definitely, I mean, you can see the fingerprints, of His Excellency and Fubara. So,
they met in London.
Fubara is returning. That is even probably earlier than schedule. That 6 month experience, that 6 month suspension. So, but when he returns, what are they likely to get? Another immersion of the entire political system into the APC. The bargaining has been on and on. Don't forget that it was the strategy of Oshiomhole. He said, look, come, all ye criminals, all ye thieves and everything. The moment you come into APC, all your sins are forgiven. Yes, the moment you get crossed with the power at the center, then you may be crossed totally, but you may be saved. Irrespective of your sin, just come. Yes, what is happening in Kogi now, the former Kogi governor that they were running after.
Bello.
Yeah, Bello is now a friend of the Aso Rock now. What has happened? What has changed? So I don't know. I pity the people. They I think they are doing that for money. That is my submission. They clearly don't know what they want. Rather than fighting for themselves, they are fighting for politicians that will always meet and sort things out. Well, I pity them. That's one. And on the other hand, yes, Iba has no reason, going to the National Assembly to honor their call. Yes, who are they? That's the question to ask.
Those are lawmakers.
That is the question you have to say. Yes, they are the lawmakers. What happens today? All of them are in the pocket of the. So truly, you want to question our brand of democracy? Are we truly running democracy? The answer is no to me.
But then, in comparison, when you want to juxtapose that with that of America, we could see what Trump is doing with economy.
Wow, go America! I mean, I doff my cap. Do you know how many executive bill has been issued by Donald Trump? And do you know how many of them have been rejected by the judiciary? Do you know how many of them have been queried by their legislators? So that is where democracy is a bit of running. There are checks and balances. There are separation of powers, and they are running. That is structure. So when you are structurally defective, I mean, like we are having it in Nigeria, that is what you get. Things model up. One person will be ruling. So that's the head. And not only that, you see people jumping from one party to the other now. All of them collapsing their structures into the APC now. That suggests that you don't get democracy.
Are we about to witness a one-party state?
Oh, well, yes, I think so. If there's going to be election at all, and these people will be perturbed or removed, it won't be a political party removing them. It will be the people of Nigeria removing them.
All right, so let's take a look at this particular story. World Bank projects 3.6% economic growth for Nigeria. The World Bank has projected that Nigeria's economy will grow by 3.6% in 2025, building on an estimated expansion of 3.4% in 2024 as key macroeconomic reforms begin to stabilize the business environment. The bank also said Nigeria is now home to 15% of the world's extremely poor people, according to its latest Africa Polls report released in April 5 edition of Africa's Polls, reflects a more optimistic view than that of the International Monetary Fund, which revised Nigeria's 2025 growth rate downward to 3.0% in its April 2025. According to the World Bank, the projected recovery is anchored on improved communications information technology and a gradual rebound in oil production, which is expected to align with Nigeria's OPEC plus quota. The multilateral lender anticipates that the country's economic growth will further strengthen to 3.8% by 2027, assuming current reforms are sustained. I saw another story that contradicts this particular story this same morning. I was talking about the fact that they project that Nigeria and so many African countries, the giants in Africa, will slip into poverty between now and the next 5 years, precisely 2027. And Nigeria was mentioned, Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo was mentioned. These are oil-rich, natural resources rich countries. But then they said they are going to slip into poverty more because of the borrowing. And then they are advising Nigeria again, as usual, the World Bank will do, increase your tax again. What I mean, what's our problem? What's the problem of World Bank with Nigeria?
No, let
and
me
even the African countries.
Where? You see, most of them are learning from Nigeria. You know, we are now in an abnormal world. So by structure, most of those people you are talking about, they run normally. They have normal channel, but they are learning a new game from Nigeria.
Okay.
Remember last week, Senator Ali was in an economic forum defending Nigerians' economic reform performances, and vehemently, the IMF spokesperson said, "Look, the reform is not working. It's working elsewhere, but in your own country, it's not working, and more people are falling into poverty with each new day. So you need to revise it." And of course, Nigerian government issued a query. Now, not serious, a serious query. I mean, I'm just saying it that way. And of course, they said, "We are sorry. We are sorry for telling you the truth," and they have to reverse it. So now, you see, before this particular statement you read, there had been just 2 days ago that more Nigeria will fall into poverty from the same World Bank and IMF. And of course, they are now telling us, "Okay, don't worry, your economy will be is improving. It's showing some sign." Of course, let me just draw you back to what they said. They said that more Nigerians will fall into poverty by 2027. Why? Because economic analysis of Nigeria's reform and poverty projections, shows that, as of 2023, the current president inherited about 38.9% of poverty level, meaning that approximately about 87 million Nigerians are living below the poverty line. And since then, there had been a significant economic reforms aimed at stabilizing the economy. Of course, rather than stabilizing it, the reforms are now leading to slowed economy. That's according to them now, slowed economic growth. 2, improved fiscal health, but insignificant efforts to diversify the economy beyond oil dependency. Now, they are now saying that that poverty is expected to increase by 3.6% in their resolution, that the structural challenges remain significant. The reliance on oil and the fragile of the economy continue to hinder substantial poverty reduction. The projected increase in poverty suggests that these economic reforms, the implementation may not be sufficient in the short term, but before you could get results, maybe in the next 10 or 15 years. Those are their observations. And of course, I don't know how many Nigerians will wait and be patient living in this kind of condition till the next 10 years. So there are serious crises too. Now, I think what we need to do is to indigenize our solutions. Let us come back home. Can we get this thing solved? Are we ready to get it solved? And if we are ready, do we get the political will to do that? Do we get the kind of politicians that are not economic imperialists, serving the masters and not their own people? So, I don't know how to reconcile leadership. We need more education. We need more political wit to challenge the status quo, and force the government to look inward rather than, towards the direction of IMF and the World Bank.
All right, so we'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me introduce to you Mama Gold Semolina and Supreme Semolina. Yes! Are you looking for the best pasta and semolina brands for your family? Look no further. The gold standard of pasta and semolina, made from the finest ingredients, is here. A semolina is perfect for making delicious meals. And for spaghetti and macaroni lovers, we have Mama Pride spaghetti and macaroni, Crown Premium spaghetti and macaroni, rich in fiber, vitamins, and made from the best nutritional ingredients. Our pasta is perfect for you. Choose the best for your family. Choose Mama Gold Semolina, Supreme Semolina, Mama Pride Spaghetti, Mama Pride Macaroni, Crown Premium Spaghetti, and Crown Premium Macaroni. And the best parts, Crown Pasta and Semolina is available at a store near you at affordable prices. Be a king and queen in your home. Always with Crown Flours.
Unlock your child's reading potential. Introducing Bookworm Empowerment Children Literacy Center. We nurture a love for reading and learning in children for lifelong education with technology assisted in teaching learning to read and reading to learn. Expert instructors with a passion for teaching reading. Personalized reading learning plans tailored to your children. Regular progress updates and parent-teachers conferences. Our program consists cognitive and technical reading skills, phonics, phomic awareness, fluent reading, decoding, vocabulary, comprehension. Enroll your child at this very excellent period. Contact us to register your child right now on 0802 351 9154. Address GAF Building by Keto Petrol Station, Orogun, off University of Ibadan, Second Gate. Empower your child with the gift of literacy.
My people, me and you no get electricity wahala again. OIC Solar don't make and day easy kulele. With this new kind of bonga easy life solar product, we then just carry land with Domoti for Ibadan. With this them powerful solar kits, we dey for different sizes. Original power stations like a 200 watts, 300 watts, 600 watts. With the inverter embedded. Solar kit, we get 6 brighter bulbs, an attractive solar radio within charging points. We wanna fit take you charge your phones. Correct solar freezer, different lithium batteries, tabular batteries, portable Android projector, different solar inverters, electric motorbike, we sharp as we dey sell, we dey install. Na so we dey repair power solar system and components. OIC na the ogbonge confirm accredited distributor for all the companies them where they produce original solar products from Obodo Yibo them, big companies, churches, mosque, event center, everybody. Wakago OIC Solar Company today for Shop C4, NTA Shopping Complex, Agodi Gate, Ibadan. Na so then they for SAMSON Shopping Complex, Ekulodi Junction, New Ife Road, Ibadan. Website www.oicsolar.net. For Instagram plus TikTok, OIC Solar 1. Tulu 081 0502 0388. Better light don't come.
All right, so welcome back. Well, we need to actually open the phone lines right now. But before we do that, I just want to ask, because there's this story that has to do with Saraki, who happens to be the former Senate president of the country, stronger. I don't want to go into details of that story, but then let's look at it holistically. Does that mean, is this not an empty talk? Because we are seeing a whole state party structure defecting to the opposition. What does that portend?
Oh, PDP, sorry.
Collapsing their structure.
Sorry.
I mean, I'm pushing it back to...
when you are talking about PDP especially, I would say there was a...
1033. Hello, good morning to you. Hello? Hello, good morning. Okay, do call back 0705 500 1033 or 0905 444 1033. Those are the lines to call. We're also streaming live on Facebook at I-FLIER 103.3 FM Live. Hello, good morning, to you.
Sir.
Morning, Baba.
Good morning. OMOTOSHO.
Good morning, sir. You are our Gaza. I'm not your Gaza.
My honorable.
Good morning. Barry Kajima, Baba. Good morning, sir. Thank you, sir.
I want to talk about one party system in Nigeria. It can't work. That is number one. Number two, people defecting to another party. That one cannot work too. Yes, they will fail entirely. God will take over by the grace of Almighty God. And wisdom God, Olorun Jeje, shall intervene into Nigerian problem about this government. These people, they are punishing us, and they want us to come to be punished again. When 27 will be coming now, they will start to give money. That one will fail too. Give to one will reduce and one can wale. One must say yes, I want to see. Ìyẹn ò lè ṣiṣẹ́ mọ́. Kò sí ẹ̀tàn mọ́ Nàìjíríà àti gbọ́n. Now, look at the where nígbà tí Tinubu we don't know that this man will do all this because we think it is Yorùbá. Kẹ̀láṣí àkàrà ló sọ̀rọ̀.
Thank you. Thank you, Baba. Thank you. All right, let's take another call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, thank you.
Good morning to you, Tolu.
I agree with journalist over there.
Good morning, my dearest brother.
Yeah, well done, sir. You know,
my submission will be on this IMF. Please, why is it difficult for our own government to think? Because I don't know why they are relying on these international bodies. Yes, forgetting the fact that they will also have some kind of interest. See, it is high time the government show more serious approach to governance and leave these international bodies like World Bank, IMF out of their destiny. Then, on insecurity, it is highly disappointing as usual again that the federal government can postpone a very important subject matter like talk on state police.
I'm not sure it was the Tolu. It wasn't the federal government. The governors had the power.
The national executive.
It's the federal government.
It's the federal government.
Of course, if they had raised it, I believe if the governors had raised it,
yeah,
they have the power too. I mean, they belong to that particular committee.
No, you are talking about those people. How about the legislators? They have the power to do that by the way of So what's happening?
They work hand in hand.
Yeah. Now, we know the state of things when it comes to security in the country. This is supposed to be a priority, but yet it has been postponed. We beg them that in case they don't know that things have really gone bad in the country, they should please do the needful. Thank you. Good morning.
All right. Thank you so much for calling the radio. Hello. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Samson.
Good morning to you.
Yes, sir. We're calling from Alaska.
You're welcome, man.
Thank you, sir. On the PDP crisis, PDP, they just keep deceiving themselves. Because if they have done the needful in addressing their differences, none of their members won't defeat to the ruling party. They put aside their personal interest in the overall interest of the people. And on the insecurity, I just pray our government get it right. Because I don't understand why they will be postponing state police, which all governors are clamoring for. So if this state police is not good, none of the governors will even support it. They should please do the needful on time. Because we can't continue looking like this on the things keep worsening. They should please. Good morning.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for calling the radio. Okay. All right. So you can call 0705 500 1033 or 0905 444 1033. Hello. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. My name is Kele Balabi from Malaga Shaboru. Just want to talk on the issue of IMF. Who said that more Nigerians, even the Republic of Congo and some African countries, will slide into poverty by 2027. I don't know where I still following all this economic directive from IMF, World Bank, International Financial Corporation, because all this economic policy being adopted by us, they were the ones that introduced to us. If the word of Shivadi has something to go by, you should go for homegrown solution. That's the only problem. They can't give us the solution that will solve the African problem. Secondly, I want to talk on the statement carried to Commission of Education in Lagos State, who said that about 58,000 out of 58,000 candidates presented, 31 paid. The government will carry out the street investigation. What are the root causes, the consequence, and they should give us a solution. Because economy is the bedrock of any nation. That's my comment this morning. Have a nice working day.
Thank you so much. You meant to say education is the bedrock. All right, so hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. You're welcome, sir.
I want to speak on the proposed probe of NNPC.
Okay.
The probe should be thorough. If any former president that has served as Minister of Petroleum is indicted, it will be punished. It will be president will be exposed, because it seems that the former head of state, they are above the law in Nigeria. We want that trend to be reversed. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I just hope that will be done. Hello, good morning to you.
Nothing of such will be done.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Stephen Billy. I'm calling from the Open.
You're welcome, sir. Can you speak up a little bit?
Regarding the issue of defection from PDP to APC.
You're not loud, sir.
When, pardon?
Yes, I can hear you now. You were not loud before.
Okay. As I said, we're going to report on time. What is starting this time around is like alternative party. Which was cannot continue or endure with any teaching or what kind of thing, they will run to another party. Then we need to blame Atiku himself. Remember when they arranged the invitation, it's meant for benefit of people or region. Thereby, South has to be given the opportunity. If the common doesn't need any law that Buhari left the place, it should be the town of the South. See, you refuse to leave that place, and they are within the system, within the another part of the country. That's where the problem is. And then, more is still coming. I want to tell you, more is still coming. The next year, people on the way up, you need them on the way down. See, nothing like can be maintain a permanent office in life. Yes, lunar fire today. Yes, young fire today. Please, behave your people on the way up. Nobody is interested in that one, but thank God, the man called the King Ganaba is not a mere politician.
All right, sir.
Perhaps I know it because he therefore I read him additionally that there's what we call a 2-month agreement.
Okay.
I can say, as Baba said, so it is.
All
okay,
right.
well, they use
you might begin to round off now, sir, because of
more.
time. Thank you. All right, so let's just be as succinct as possible so that we can give every other person the opportunity to also speak. 0705 510 33 or 0905 444 1033.
Good morning.
Hello.
In Jesus' name, I know that this country will not be destabilized by any people. We people that are suffering now will enjoy in the future. In Jesus' name. That is my own submission.
All right. Thank you. All right. So we say amen to that. But for them to fail in Jesus, I don't know if that is. I don't know about that one. Hello. Good morning to you. Hello. Hey. Okay. You can try to call back 0705 510 33 or 0905 444 1033. If you look at some of the stories this morning, you see stories around some killings, Uromi killings, and all of that. And if you look at it, Uromi killings, I don't know what's wrong. IPOB is asking that they pay about 1.5 billion naira compensation. I don't know what's that all about, but it seems IPOB and the Delta people, I don't know if they're having, if they're having some kind of fracas within their party, within that particular place. I want to see that story so we can quickly touch on it whilst we'll look at all the time. Okay, let's go to Facebook first and then we'll come back to that if time permits us to do that this morning. Okay, let's look at some of the comments on Facebook. Tolokwade says, good morning. Postponement of talks on state police by NEC in the midst of these killings is not a good one because stalling on these important subject matter is like putting the lives of more Nigerians in danger. The need to have state police is long overdue, and the only way to curb this menace that has put the entire country in a standstill where nothing seems to be working again, and as such, it should be revisited on time so as to put an end to these killings. Thank you. Okay, Olasin Day Abib Kamadupe says, well done from Okpeyemi area Gbagi in Ibadan. Sir, he also added emojis. Gabriel Olayemi Abiodun Yetunde says, good morning to everyone in the house. I pity Nigerians for the democratic system our politicians are promoting in this country. A capitalist democracy. What is our hope again in this country when democracy is not our hope again? Our leaders are systematically turning this country into one political party. They hate opposition and scrutinization from people. They are playing games with the lives of citizens every day while they are thriving in their comfort zones. APC is nipping people from other political parties, left and right. Sincerely, our hope is in God to bring revolution this country needs. Good morning. Gives all the accolades he's showering on you. Say good morning, I-FLIER. One-party system is not good for this country. Tinubu should be careful in not dragging the nation to a one-party system. And lastly, this morning, Bulu Atife Ademijuwon says, good morning. For Nigeria to move forward, the opposition party must unite and present a strong alternative to the current administration. Given the perceived harm caused by APC's governance, I urge opposition parties to put aside their differences and work together to deliver Nigerians from the current challenges. That's the much we'll be able to take today on the show. Honorable Femi Adebisi, thank you so much for featuring on the program.
It was my pleasure. Good morning.
All right, bright and early tomorrow, Marvelous Shobalojo Edele will be on the show. And up next, right now, is Ketekpe Roy with Idowo